Hi, everyone. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm a Tableau developer. And I have this dashboard to present to you, which is called the Medicaid Expansion Dashboard. There is a story behind this dashboard, and the story was that in 2022, December, I happened to lose a 14-year-old boy who was the son of a very dear friend. And this tragedy could have actually been prevented had it been that the mother was able to participate in the Medicaid expansion program. But because they couldn't afford medication and they couldn't afford counseling, the mom came back from work one night and found the boy, hung up in the ceiling. So, and that actually took a toll on me. It took a toll on me, and as a social worker as well as a reporter, I was looking at how can I help, because the state kept on saying no every time that people asked them to let the state participate in Medicare. In the Medicaid expansion, they keep on refusing. So I then thought about using my skill to be a data advocate so that, I can present some things to the legislature and let them look at the impact that all the measures I'm going to give them is going to have on the general population in Texas. So I came up with these 3 measures to measure the health status of the population in Texas, to measure the underlying cause of death, and to look at the uninsured population. The reason for this is that these are all health indicators that I was trying to put in, like the underlying cause of death. The underlying cause of death is actually people that have diabetic, people that died as a result of heart attack, people that die as a result of so many diseases. So, what I did was to compare all those groups. I divided the groups into 2. I have the group that has Medicaid expansion, and I have the group that doesn't have Medicaid expansion. I'm talking about the states. So I divided those states into 2 groups. Those ones that have Medicaid expansion and those ones that opt not to go for Medicaid expansion. Now, let me share my dashboard with you. Looking at my dashboard and all the KPIs, there are some positive things and negative things that we can actually deduce from this dashboard. For example, in 2019, we have the adopted states, the measure was -7.07, and for non-adopted states, the measure was 8.12%. And all of a sudden in 2020, it actually jumped. And if anybody knows the reason for that, it's because of the COVID epidemic. And what we discover is that 20.45 was reported excellent in health status. Then for adopted states, then 8.85% reported excellent for non-adopted states. There's a big discrepancy between the 2, although both of them are moving in the positive direction. Then again, when we come to the people that reported poor health, you see that in 2019, we have -75% population reporting poor health in adopted states, and we have 70.43% reported poor health in not adopted states. And there is a movement in between these 2, actually, too. The report was, the health status report for the poor people, for the poor status was actually coming down. And as a result of the intervention by the federal government, actually. Then in the other area, we see another positive thing that's happening. We see that between the insurance group too, a lot of people were able to get insurance, and that's because of the Medicaid expansion. I'm talking about nationwide. Because of the Medicaid expansion, a lot of people were able to get insurance because in 2019, we have the number of uninsured was actually 0.40 million in adopted states, and actually in the negative in the non-adopted states. And you can see that in 2020, we have 6.59% in adopted states, and not adopted state was actually 12.73%. That's another positive one right there. But now, when it comes to the negative one, if you look at the underlying cause of death, is a lot of things that happened between 2019 and 2020. In 2019, that was during the COVID time. I mean, look at the spike here. There's a big spike in between the two. And we all know that it's because of the COVID. But the difference between the two is that one state actually fared better than the other. If you look at 2019, we have 2.43% for adopted, and we have 2.4% for non-adopted. Then in 2020, we have 13.22% for adopted and 20.26% for non-adopted. And that's not good enough, you know. So looking at this dashboard, I believe if it's presented to the authorities, they may be able to do something about the healthcare in Texas. So moving forward, I have some suggestions for, I'm sorry, this thing is, the first suggestion I have is that the Medicaid expansion should be considered in all these states because of the economic benefit that is going to be accrued to the state. I mean, can you imagine having a healthy workforce? Can you imagine what the state can recruit in terms of taxes that those people are going to pay? Then the second suggestion is that total health insurance should be made affordable so that more people can get coverage in both adopted and not adopted states. As we can see that in 2020, we have 6.59% in adopted states and 12.73% in not adopted states that are uncovered. Then number 3 suggestion is that non-adopted states should consider more ways for their citizens to access care. The number of uninsured was 12.72% in 2019, and that's higher than the average in the states. So, and the number 4 recommendation was that healthcare, that's healthy lifestyle, should be encouraged for everybody. The insurance companies should actually make sure that healthy lifestyle is one of their priorities. Rather than looking at the disease, let's look at the person and the lifestyle of the people. Thank you. That ends my presentation.